In what ways can companies and civil society collaborate to accelerate India's climate adaptation efforts?
It's a very interesting question, first of all. I've never really thought about this. I would put it like this. I think companies need to focus more on sustainable practices and figuring out how they can, what we call resource minimization, minimize the use of resources in their operations, minimize the emissions that they have into the environment. Now, companies are made up of people. So if I talk of my business, for example, I've got a couple of thousand people working for us. They're all part of some civil society, right? So as a business, when we drive the right culture, when we drive the right values, and when we drive the right actions, and show these 2,000 people that we are putting our money where our mouth is, we are actually acting and doing something that's good for climate, good for the environment, good for the planet, I think it makes them think. I've had multiple instances of people walking up to me and saying, we as a company are doing this, and I have started this little initiative, or I'm participating in this little initiative in my community. So I think that is one way in which companies really can have an impact and collaborate with communities to do the right things for the environment. Second, of course, companies can message, because companies have money, companies have visibility, companies have brands. I think all this can be leveraged to message in the right way to the audience, to the public at large, and motivate them to take the right actions in their personal lives. Something as simple as when you're brushing your teeth, if you keep the tap flowing versus keeping the tap closed, that difference is about 2 liters of water. Multiply that by 1 billion people, and you can see what the impact is.
A few words about Team Marksman and your experience at the event.
I think it's a fantastic event. You guys always do a good job of focusing on relevant topics. I was earlier at one event which was focused on diversity. Now we are talking of climate. Keep it up.